Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen and today I'm going to share with you guys napkin DIYs for Christmas. So let's get into the video. Project, I will be using two of these Dollar Tree signs. Now I really like these ones with the beads on the top because they pop right out just like regular picture frames. So these two napkins came from Dollar General this year and they are all 2-ply that I'm using. So you just want to peel apart that backing. You do not need it. I did not show that for every project, but that is what I did. I thought I would just, quicken it up just a little bit so you don't watch me pull and peel napkins. So my trick to decoupaging napkins is using a glue stick. Now, I did not figure that out on my own. I've done a few napkin videos and there was so many people going, try using glue sticks, don't use Mod Podge. I just always have such issues with Mod Podge no matter how much or how little I use, but these are what they look like when they're done. Look how cute this snow place like home is. It looks just like a sign you would pick up and purchase from the Dollar Tree or maybe even Hobby Lobby. I mean, I wouldn't toot my horn that much when it comes to these napkins, but I think these are so easy to put together, and I just ended up, smoothing the napkin out with just my fingers and putting this back together. It is almost like a reversible sign, and this is what it looks like when they are completely done. What do you guys think? This DIY, I'll be using these dollar napkins. These are some of my favorite ones. I use these in quite a few DIYs. I'm also using this wood box piece from Dollar Tree. And here I am pulling that second ply from the napkin. And if you don't do this, sometimes I have had okay luck, but it's only if I'm using frames or something like that, just if I didn't want the napkin to show through all the way. Then I didn't take that ply away, but for all of these, I did. I would totally recommend it, or you're going to have that top layer of your napkin start to peel away from your project. So of course, I'm using the good old Elmer's glue stick. I picked up so many of these after the school sales and things like that, like after the school sales, like clearance. I have 100 glue sticks. I am so glad I did that. So once that was dry, I had this $1 ornament. This is from Dollar General this year, and I love this. I think it is so pretty and it matches the napkin so well, and I just glued it to the top, this cute little wreath piece. That is it for this one. For this, I'm using a Dollar Tree plate. It is just a clear one, and I wanted to try using the glue stick out on glass. I do have to say Mod Podge probably would work a little bit better, but I just want to test out the waters on this just to see if it would work. And honestly, it does work just fine. And then just layer it with some Mod Podge when it's all said and done. After it's dried and good to go, add that Mod Podge just so it doesn't tear and get ruined if you actually decide to use this as a plate for something. I ended up adding some cookies to this, and of course we added Oreos because we always have Oreos in the house. DIYs, I'll be using these two wood pieces, a house and mason jar from Dollar Tree, and I just sanded everything off the tops because we no longer needed that, and I didn't want to do any sort of painting, so we're just going to go with some faux looking wood here. So this little gingerbread napkin, it came from Dollar General this year. Dollar General has quite a few napkins out. I was pretty impressed, and also you can find some really great napkins just in their party section all the time, but this one is super cute. I'm kind of been a sucker for gingerbread men this year. I have another video on Tuesday that will be having gingerbreads in it, but this one is super cute, and I didn't show this in every single part of the video because honestly I didn't want it to be super repetitive, but I did cut away the edges of everything that I did here, and then when the glue was dry I did kind of just wait overnight, and then I ended up taking a little sanding block, and this is from the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of push the napkin away from the project, and it just kind of peels off really nicely, and it does leave a mess. So maybe put a garbage bag or something underneath you, but this worked, and I do have to say it worked really well, really fast. It was just a really simple project. And then that's what it looks like when it is done. Push that aside because you're still going to be working on your project. So you need a clean slate. So I found some cute little gingerbread ornaments from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just wrapping some twine around the top. I did end up trying to like have the gingerbread man dangle down, and then I realized that that was just not what I wanted for this project. So I did end up cutting that off and just using some hot glue and some berries to tie this off. Left it pretty simple, and that is it for this one. These napkins are from Dollar Tree this year, and these are the only napkins so far I've been able to find from Dollar Tree, but I love that I was able to find a Santa Claus. I think this one is so cute. It kind of gives me that vintage vibes when you're going for like that like old school Christmas. That's kind of what a lot of my scrapbook paper and things have been this year, but I just really, really love this. So I did end up keeping part of the white of the napkin just because I knew that it was not going to cover this house. And then all I did was just add a bow. I didn't really want to take away much from this Santa. That is all I did for this. And then I've been able to find these Shadow Box houses from Dollar Tree. I also picked these napkins up from Walmart, $2.98, and they are from this year as well. And I did cut off just one side of the napkin. It did take that ply off as well. And then I'm just going to be gluing it to the inside of the house. I did tear them apart, and I did sand the insides down to get rid of that colorful house part that I no longer wanted. And then I just kind of lined this up, although it was not lining up right in the center just because I was kind of running out of napkin on the one side because these were really long and skinny napkins. But once I put the house back together, I just added some greenery and some berries to the bottom. And this one is so cute. You could definitely paint around the edges of this house. I chose to leave everything just that wood color because I have so much red already in the house for Christmas time that I don't really know if I needed any more. So this napkin is actually from the party section. They always have this one, and I think I picked it up this summer. But I know they still have it, but it's only one-sided. So I did have to just add a little bit more napkin to the top of the house, and it did not line up the way I was hoping, which is totally fine because we end up covering that in the end anyways, so you cannot even tell. I found this cute little door from Hobby Lobby when they had their 60% off clearance, and added, like I said, added some greeners, added some berries to the top of this. And I think that adding any sort of greenery, throwing in any sort of berries works just fine. But I did have to cut off the berries that were kind of chipped. I'd say they're chipped even though they are foam, but this is it for this cute little house. DIY, I'll be using a Dollar General napkin. It is also one-sided, and this is actually in the party section, everyday party section, but it reminded me of candy canes. I am going to be using this Hobby Lobby ornament. It is a cute little wood ornament. I love these. I purchased them in the ornaments and then also trees as well. They are so cute and they are pretty large in size. So all I did was add the napkin with some Elmer's glue, like all of these other crafts. Probably should have flipped this over. I didn't realize that black part was going to seep through, but then after it dried, I really wasn't bothered by the way it looked. So yeah, if you didn't love that way, you could always just paint it, do what you want with it. I just found this cute little house. This isn't even a house, it's a tree from a yard sale. They're selling a ton of Christmas ornaments, and I just left this in that natural wood and just glued it to the center of my ornament. Yes, I can see the napkin is coming off at the top. Totally forgot to even glue that part. Next one, I'm using this napkin again, and then you can already see that I used part of the napkin in a previous DIY, but we're going to be making some fun little coasters. So when you're going to be making coasters, you're going to want to add a layer or 2 or 3 of Mod Podge to the top of these, or honestly a drink is just going to ruin and destroy this napkin. I did not show adding Mod Podge, but I highly recommend it, or they're not going to last very long. They're going to last for a couple minutes adding a drink, but I just made 3. I think these are really cute and I love this napkin. DIY, I picked up one of these clear trivets or hot plates from the Dollar Tree, and this napkin is from Dollar General is where I think I got a lot of my napkins from Dollar General this year. Like way too many, mostly all of them, but they come out with their stuff so much earlier than my Dollar Trees, so I usually just stop there first. It's always like my first stop when it comes to Christmas. And then I just used my Elmer's glue stick again, and I'm just kind of smoothing everything out. And this is what I did for all of the DIYs, but I did not want this to be a 40-minute long video of me smoothing and cutting and sanding and gluing, because that's really what the majority of this entire thing would have been. I highly recommend to add some layers of Mod Podge to this. I did not add it to this one yet, but it definitely needs to be done. But this is what it looks like when it is done. I think this one is super cute. Of course, I cannot make this a Christmas napkin video without using some sort of mason jar. I think mason jars are really fun to use for all kinds of crafts and DIYs. I love adding window clings to them. You can paint them. You can add chalk couture to them. You can add Cricut to that. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with a mason jar. But like I said, I was testing the theory out with the glue stick for glass, and it does work great. I probably would try out the Mod Podge instead, but this does work just fine. So I was just, like I said, testing theories out. Found this cording from Dollar General. It was only $1, but I did use the entire tiny little roll for just this one mason jar. And then I just ended up adding some berries and little wood pieces, and this is what it looks like when it is done. I love those little berries. They are red and white, and you can pick them up at Hobby Lobby this year. And they are, well, actually, they're probably cheaper than 99 cents now with their sales. Next one, I'm using a couple wood signs. These are last year's from Walmart, 50 cents. Like, it's a crazy deal. I think I picked these up probably around Valentine's Day. And I'm using the color Malachite just to paint the edges and the bottom of this sign. And then I'm going to use 2 of these red ones, or they are pink maybe. They were pink beforehand. I'm going to be using the Waverly Chalk Paint in Crimson to paint the bottoms and the edges and the backs of these. So all I did for these was just add some, I was going to say super glue. I'm not adding super glue. Elmer's glue stick, or just glue stick. And you know what? I've used the Jot brand at Dollar Tree glue stick, and they work just fine. Like I said, I've already stocked up on Elmer's glue sticks. So that is what I use. And I really like the purple one because you can see exactly where you glue. So this napkin is from Dollar General. I just used it in a different DIY in this video, but of course you just want to use like more than one napkin out of your huge pile. Making Spirits Bright. This one is also from Dollar General, and I didn't do anything too crazy with these signs. I think these look just as good without adding all the embellishments and all the extra things to it, because you can always add all of that around your signs and things like that. I think these would also fit into a tier tray possibly. I have not tried it out yet. They may be a little too big, but this is what they look like when they are done. This DIY is another one of those signs in that color Malachite, and I'm going to be using that buffalo check napkin once again. Like I said, this one is one-sided. I did just cut out the square and I peeled that second ply away, and then I'm just using the glue stick to put down that napkin. And then once that was done, I wanted to use this as more of like a background or some type of scrapbook paper. So all I did was just glue that down, and then I added a cute little ornament to the center. I picked up that ornament from Walmart last year when it was like 75% off. Super cheap. I love picking up things after the holidays. It's just a heck of a lot cheaper to do that. So anyways, that is all I did for this one. But if you guys, that's it for the video. If you liked it, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love you consider sticking around and subscribing. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.